So what are these things called biophotons? Well, Dr. Fritz Albert Popp in 1974 discovered biophotons. He and his assistant actually built a photomultiplier camera with photon traps to detect these very low light sources that originate from DNA in living things. All living organisms emit this very low light, and this is apparently for informational purposes for cells to communicate within themselves and with other cells. Biophotons are regulators of cells, and they communicate at the speed of light, beyond the speed that nerves can conduct information, and coherence coordinates this communication. So when a cell is in balance, or when a person is in coherence, balance with their nervous system and heart rate, this communication is coordinated better. Since biophotons are present in all organisms that are alive, fresh food has lots of biophotons and communicates very effectively with our cells when we eat it. The fresher the better, because the longer it's away from its life source, meaning after it's harvested, the less biophotons it has and the less communication ability it has for coordination and utilization with our cells and our body. Real food, especially organic, because that's how food used to be. All food was organic 100 years ago. And this is basically processed sunlight. So since it has spent so much time in the sun growing because of the sun, it has lots of light energy, biophotons, to communicate with our cells and our body once we eat it. So our body knows what to do with it and where to put it for building, for repair, for detox, for health purposes, and how to utilize it for all that. Processed food has no biophotons. It's completely dark. And stuff made in a lab, like most vitamins and supplements, are also dark. Even the whole food vitamins, which are better than your typical lab one a day, are still dark. So when the body gets this, the body doesn't instantly know what to do with it. It has to pick it apart, examine it, see what's in there, and see if any of it can be utilized. But if it's already getting all of its needs from real food, it will just send it to the kidneys to be excreted because it doesn't need it. And it's a second-rate source, a distant second, from the real food that is giving information with the light energy of the biophotons, which is another reason to strive to have your needs met with your health and your nutrition from real food and not supplements or vitamins. This is also why humans feel so much better in the sun, why we get happy when it's sunny and gloomy when it's rainy, because we know instinctively and viscerally that sun is what we need. Too much, of course, is harmful, but most people don't get near enough sun because we've been told how bad it is for us, when that's a lie. It's the opposite. Biophotons can be seen outside the body too, up to about 6 feet away. And when we get close to other people, especially close enough to be in contact with them, either hugging or shaking hands or whatever, we're in their field, they're in our field, and we're getting and giving and exchanging information, which helps our connection. So it may be no coincidence that we were told to stay 6 feet apart for so long in the pandemic. Lots of toxins also destroy communication ability of biophotons, especially mercury, which is the second most toxic substance known to humans, as well as other carcinogenic substances like smoking, actually absorb this light and then re-emit it at a different wavelength, which is creepy and very unhealthy. There's plenty of other sources to provide more information and tons of studies, so this is worth looking into, diving down that rabbit hole to see for yourself how this might affect you and why real food is so many times factors of magnitude better than processed food and lab-created vitamins. But don't believe me, look into it for yourself. There's plenty of information on the internet, and with it you can come to your own conclusions. But this is certainly worth looking into, and I hope you do.
And that's all I have to say about that.